Your jacket is now dry.
Your jacket is dry. Power laces, cool. Oh, cool, and we're having this problem again. Must be an 8-Bit Dad show if I'm piercing my brain with a sharp booger. Looking at me on the little screen and the laptop's so small.
Hello and welcome to 8-Bit Dad. I am Brian Ferguson.
And I'm Zach Rosenberg. 8-Bit Dad is the modern dad's guide to news, reviews, and fatherly opinions updated daily. In this show, we cover some of the top stories from the week of 8-Bit Dad. The week of 8-Bit Dad, which is every week.
Yes. Every week there's a week of 8-Bit
Every week is 8-Bit Dad week.
Yes. We are the founding fathers of 8-Bit Dad, Zach and I, and we aggregate parenthood news from across the web, and we also have personal stories that we kind of lend out to the public.
We let you borrow them.
We let you borrow them. And,
give them back. Make sure to give them back.
It's it's only polite that you give them back. So we are here to discuss the weekly top stories, as you said. So yeah.
Yeah, and if you have a story that you'd like us to cover, and sometimes I hope you do, sometimes I hope you don't, then you can email us at dads@8bitdad.com.
Dads@8bitdad.
It'll probably be down here. I'm not just pointing to our floor helper.
And you can also give us a shout on
Twitter.
I always get that messed up.
The shouting on Twitter.
I don't even know why people want to yell that loud.
That's like when you all caps.
It hurts your voice. Yeah.
I like yelling.
Well, caps is cruise control.
Because I'm big and rude.
Cool. So, yes. And you can follow us on Facebook or like us or whatever the hell Facebook is.
Follow and like us.
Yeah, follow
and comment.
And stalk us. So,
yeah.
It's Monday. Why are we doing a show on Monday?
We're doing a show today because I actually don't remember.
Right,
my wife was out of town.
Yeah, where was she? Where did she go?
My wife went to Disneyland.
I love Disneyland.
She was there for 3 days. I was alone with my son for 3 days, which was awesome. Like, it really was awesome. I'm not being father facetious.
How'd that go? I mean,
really good. I'm thinking about writing a story about it, but I'm still a little timid about the opinion pieces after getting completely reamed about the Vegas story.
Well, I think it's a personal story, so I don't think you can really, have an opinion on an objective piece like your own life.
I think the internet will find a way to ruin anything. So,
well, we can always hope.
I may or may not write about it, but I don't know. I mean, I think there's some really kind of cool things that you can do to ensure that you have a good weekend with a kid if you're not necessarily always like the sole caregiver. I mean, there's a lot of people that are the only parent, and God knows how they do it. Yeah. I don't.
Yeah, because your wife is home with...
my wife's home with the kid all the time, so when I'm home with him all the time, it's not that I don't know what I'm doing, it's just that there's a whole different routine than what she does.
Dynamic completely.
Yeah. So, I mean, I kind of have a couple cool suggestions, at least for little kids. I have no suggestions for older kids because I don't know what...
Yeah.
I don't know what to do,
but... 3.
He's 3, so... Not much, I mean... There's not a lot of things that you can do, but there's kind of a couple of things.
Right.
So, yeah, we missed... there was no way we were going to do it on Sunday.
Yeah.
There was no way to...
No way we were going to be able to control a 2.5-year-old. And
I was going to try to slip your wife a crisp $10 bill to watch him for,
Watch 2 kids at once.
Yeah. But I realized we always go over time, so I'd probably end up owing her like 12.
And it took us about half an hour to start today. So I think, we're at our limit today.
Yeah.
At least I am.
So next up, you're looking pretty grisly.
I am.
I am too, but
I am looking like...
You especially look like a hairy piece of shit.
Well, that's putting it mildly.
Like a homeless turd.
That's pretty good. I like
a homeless person's turd, not just like a turd without a home.
Because, I mean...
I don't know, dude. It's Monday.
Where do homeless people go to the bathroom?
My wife actually had that same question.
Where do how do you...
Wherever you can. Mostly in your pants. And you just worry about it later.
I mean, you feel bad, like knowing that they just can't take a comfortable dump.
I don't go like anywhere except home.
Right.
Because of the syphilis.
You're holding it right now.
I'm holding it right now, and I am home.
In his eyes.
I've got the fire in me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be. I mean, if you're homeless, I guess you kind of give up some of those.
I could never be homeless.
I wouldn't make it like a day.
I love me a toilet.
I love me all the modern comforts of home.
Yeah, toilet paper.
So to be without the modern comforts of home.
Yeah. Well, what happens if you don't wipe? Don't you get like dysentery, like Oregon Trail?
I think so. According to Oregon Trail, yeah, at least.
Or Montezuma's Revenge. Dude, I downloaded an app. It's like Oregon.
Where are we going with this?
I have no idea. I downloaded an app. It's like Oregon Settlers or something like that. I don't know. It's like
I think I saw that for download.
Yeah, it's like free.
It should be.
It's pretty fun. It's kind of fun. It's like okay.
I'll check it out.
Stop there. So yeah.
I'll check it out. And 3, 2, 1. So Thanksgiving's coming up this week.
Yeah, it is.
Can we just forget that
out? Is that
out?
a hold with edit?
I don't know. It just seemed like the right thing to do.
Whatever.
So yeah, Thanksgiving's coming up.
Thanksgiving. So I'm gonna be heading to 2 places on Thursday and Friday. I like to do the space in between the days.
We're gonna do that too, actually.
Cool. Yeah, because my family does. They kind of work around our schedule because we have a kid, and they've actually always done this since we've been together for the last 7, 8,
ish
9 years.
You could have just said 8 or more.
Yes. So we go down to Irvine to my wife's mom's sister's place, so her aunt, and she lives down there. And we go there on Thursday, make an afternoon Thanksgiving feast out of it, and then we drive back. So it's like it's a long drive. So
yeah,
we've done the 2 Thanksgivings in one day.
That's rough,
and that's a lot to handle, especially with all the driving and everything. It's like an hour and a half on the way back.
My parents are divorced, and I don't even do that.
Yeah, so it's.
I learned that one early.
It's a lot. So that's what we space it out between Thursday and Friday for my family's on Friday.
My dad's a Jew, so he gets Thanksgiving because he can't get Christmas or Easter.
Well, there you go.
Way to punch that hooker in the face right there. There's no way to dice that one up any other way. Jews get Thanksgiving. Catholics get Christmas and Easter.
Well, does he do Hanukkah or?
Probably. I'm not Jewish, so fuck if I know. I'm not insensitive. I'm just being logical.
Yeah, totally.
So we had a podcast question of the week.
Yes, we did.
This week, as we do most weeks.
Most weeks.
And this time around, it was: do your kids help with Thanksgiving dinner? Which is a kind of cool question for I don't know, probably no one, since no one answered it. But it's cool for some people.
Well, my daughter's too little.
Our kids are too little to do anything except obstruct Thanksgiving dinner.
Right.
So interrupt, obstruct.
Yes.
All those things. So we kind of asked ourselves out of that question. We'll be back next week with a question that we can actually answer. But our old buddy Bruce Sallin, who
loyal follower,
and God bless him, he lives just around the corner, and I've never seen him.
Does he really?
Yeah, he's in Calabasas.
We should have him over.
He's like 10 exits up. We'll have him over. I'm still holding out for like Sasha Grey, like as a guest.
Yeah.
Preferably the first guest.
Yeah.
But
that would be nice.
Maybe we'll have Bruce on, and Hugo Schweizer, since he's also he's in LA though, so I don't know if he's going to make the trip for small potatoes like us. But anyway, Bruce Sallin, you can probably find him at brucesallin.com. If that doesn't work, try .org.
Try Google searching for him.
Or IMDb. He used to be like the vice president of ABC.
Okay.
Ain't that something? He brought the Ewoks to
I read
TV.
That and I was like, wow.
At like 29.
Yeah, that's kind of impressive.
Okay, I'm 31 and I've been the vice president of nothing. Like, I'm not even the vice president of this house.
Yeah.
I'm not even in a house.
Yeah.
So anyway, Bruce said, my boys help with every meal. Not always with the preparation, but always in all caps, with the cleanup and setting of the table. My younger son actually enjoys cooking, so he'll often join the fun of preparing our meals.
That's pretty cool.
It is. I mean, it's a lot better than your kids sitting in the other room doing nothing.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned to him, it's really good to get your kids cooking early, because then you can kind of, like, as you get into your golden years. I said golden years, but I really meant twilight years. I just didn't want to, like... He's a little bit older, so I didn't want to, like, insult him. But, as you slip into your twilight years, your kids can make you dinner and wait on you.
Yes.
I only have one kid, so it's going to be like a...
That's going to be...
a quick dinner.
Are you planning on having more kids?
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Like, of my own?
Not at the moment.
I don't know.
My computer just froze.
Well, you're out of the game.
Trying to speed things up.
Because we're compensating for everything.
Yes.
So next up was my story.
Yes, this was
actually a couple of them were my story.
Couple of them, yeah.
They were our stories.
Well,
we're both fathers. I just put them on paper.
Yeah.
So Disney, in case you have been living under a rock, or you're not a parent blogger, or you don't watch the news, or don't read the papers, or any of that stuff, or don't deal with money anywhere on the earth, Disney acquired Babble, which is a huge parenthood website. Moms.
When did Babble start? Was that like in
Babble was
2006?
Yeah, I got it up. I got it somewhere up here, but yeah, I believe what happened was it was actually started by the same people that started Nerve. Nerve, if you don't remember,
I don't remember,
which you might not, was like a sex website in the early 2000s, I want to say. I think I remember, like, knuckle shuffling it in college. So that's like 2002-ish. 2003, maybe it was somewhere in there.
And knuckle shuffling is what?
You know.
Can we do like a cool, just like say something and then we'll bleep it out with something funny? For our web viewers. Just do it for our web viewers. Okay. That wasn't that harsh, but...
So,
we won't bleep that.
Nerve is a big website having to do with sex and sex culture.
Yes.
We actually covered one of their stories at one point of something having to do with homosexual fathers on dating sites or something. It was I hate we always say it's a cool story, but it was a cool story. It was it's something that you don't read about everywhere, because there's not a lot of
really think about it.
There's not a lot of gay father like stories out there that are being told, which is kind of a shame. If anyone's got one, come to us because we'll publish it, and Nerve will publish it. So you got two sources right there. Bam.
Yes.
But anyway, so you can probably search our website for Nerve. Maybe not. But the people that made Nerve, this husband and wife group, couple, whatever they were, they also started Babble, which was supposed to be like a kind of alternative parenting site.
It turned into a monster.
And it turned into a monster. Like
Monster Mom.
Yeah, it turned into a mom site. So it turned into this big, giant monster mom website that covered everything from birth to raising kids, pregnancy to raising kids, whatever. Not a lot to do with dads, as most parenting websites don't.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go. And that's the guy that actually invented the cell phone right there.
Did you really?
Yeah. But
what's that? I'm a hottie. Well, thanks.
So evidently you can search our website for Nerve and come up with it. But yeah, so anyway, so these guys started Babble, this husband and wife, and it just turned into a juggernaut of a parenting site. And they, pretty well respected in the community. There's a couple of people that didn't like it because they took on a sponsorship from like Similac at one point to do like a
Similac's huge.
They had like a feeding article or something, and then they had Similac as a sponsor, and there was kind of some shitstorm about that. If you Google Babble Similac shitstorm, I'm assuming you could probably put that in. It'll come up with something. I want to say it was by Jezebel or by some other website that kind of took them on and said that it was something. I don't know. Anyway, it had to do with cancer, probably. So anyway, huge website, sponsorships, making money. They're in the black. And Disney decided in their infinite wisdom, hey, something's already making money. Let's buy them. Because that's what Disney does. Hey, Pixar, you just cranked out a great movie. Let's take it. Buy you. So they did that. And it was a historically large purchase.
For a blog.
Like 40 to 45 million.
For people writing.
That's rumored, but come on.
But it's probably true.
And the bloggers, I'm guessing, according to the way internet works, we're probably not getting paid anything. No. Because that's...
it's probably all just publishing rights.
The owners from Babble were actually asked how much they make, and they declined to comment, which means nothing. That means they were being paid nothing. So, wow. Owners of Babble.
Or they were being like paid an exorbitant amount.
Those guys have like a golden giraffe now.
Yeah, they do.
On a treadmill. Like that Russian guy in the commercial.
I mean, like, if someone comes to you, if someone from Disney comes to you and says, hey, I want to buy you out,
I'd ask him where to sign.
You're going to say, okay,
yes.
Well, how much? And I'm just going to be like, okay, I'm going to start another.
And you know what? I have an insider at Disney as a friend. I'm not going to at all mention, don't even try to get it out of me. But I know somebody at Disney. And that person told me that Disney's actually pretty cool about owning websites. They're pretty good about, like, they come in and they don't try to change too much. I hate to say that because I really want Disney to be like the evil villain in this. But I've heard they're pretty cool, actually, with how they go about buying a website and then letting you stay in charge of it, basically, as opposed to, like, sending their own team in, sending the mouse in with his, like, steel-toed boots. I think the AOL tech sites have been pretty... not overhauled, not too much. They make some changes and some unfortunate cuts, and some policy changes that have pushed some people out.
See, I don't understand why that is, because it's almost like signing a band to a record label
and then replacing the drummer,
and then replacing one of the members.
Yeah,
it's like, well, they just acquire something that works. Why don't you just continue to make it work with the existing infrastructure? Which I think, as far as I know, Disney does. That's what it sounds like. It's what it sounds like, because they've had a couple other purchases. There's a couple sites I mentioned in there that weren't really anything I've ever heard of. Yeah. But they've also done this with a lot of other smaller parenting sites that like you may or may not have ever read, right. And you wouldn't know unless you like poked around the site, and then we're like, oh, Disney Family site. Pfft. They go in and they make it better, like they renovate, and then. Like, let you do your thing. Disney has some pretty cool sites. I mean, they have a pretty good job.
There's a reason why they're the best.
They should pay
to
get the best. So.
40 to 45 million. Anyway, this is a big story for fathers for really one reason and one reason only, and it all came down to like one quote, which was kind of the funny thing. But the Brooke Chaffin. It's 2 F's. It should be Chaffin. Chafin would be 1 F.
It would be chafin, like I'm chafin.
Yeah, but it's 2, so it's Chaffin.
Like my ass is just chafin.
So Brooke Chaffin.
Okay.
Who is Disney Interactive Media Group's senior vice president of the, here it comes, Moms and Family Division, had said, quote unquote, well, I guess just quote. Yeah. We'll unquote it later. Yeah. With more than 3.9 million moms blogging in the U.S. alone, Disney Interactive recognizes and values the important and powerful role moms have taken in new media. So,
where's fathers in this? Like, not parents, but
moms. Well, and she, Brooke, Ms. Chaffin, is part of Moms and Family. So clearly that's their focus. Yeah. Now, here's where I give a little bit of tough love to dads that I didn't really give on the website. Because it would have driven away some people. But actually, because I didn't really think about it until later. There's really no big fatherhood website that like all the fathers go to, like Babble was for moms. Now, what's funny is all the moms go to every mom website. All the dads don't go to every dad website. So that's kind of the... What do you think? That's where the money is.
I mean, do you think dads just think they know everything? And then
I think it's because the dads that are running the websites all used to be like marketing managers I mean, if you typically, like, if I look through, like, my Twitter group of father bloggers, a lot of them used to work in marketing, or used to be writers, or, still are in marketing, still are writers.
And it's no shame.
So a lot of these guys are like...
fault for them.
They're trying to make their own thing work.
Yeah.
And, you know, and bless them for that, because there's a lot of great, you know, father blogs out there. But a lot of these guys, I think, are trying to make their own thing work, and it causes a kind of resistance to go and join another website. I think not a lot of websites have been set up to take on, like, an army of fathers. Maybe the way Good Men Project takes on men, not necessarily fathers, but also including fathers. There might need to be a fatherhood site like that for fathers to get money from big companies, because I think companies don't know where to look.
Yeah,
it's possible. I mean,
it's possible, definitely.
Maybe 8-Bit Dad will be that site. It probably won't.
Probably won't.
But maybe whatever we do next will.
Maybe.
I'm not saying we're going to do anything next.
We're probably not, because this is it.
This is as good as it gets.
This is it. As
Michael Jackson said before he died, this is it. And show out. So anyway, you could read about that. You could read about that Disney acquires Babble thing. There's kind of some cool quotes in here by a couple dudes that I talk to pretty frequently. Aaron Govia, who I met through Good Men Project. He no longer works there. He used to, but he is doing his own thing now. But he used to be an editor for Good Men Project. He actually wanted me to give him a call. Cool. So we talked on the phone. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I like talking to these guys. Also, who else did I talk to? Jim Turner.
Did you talk to him on the phone or email?
I talked to Aaron. Aaron on the phone. Jim I talked to email.
Yeah.
Jim owns 1x1 Media, which I don't know anything about.
But it's 1x1.
But 1x1. But I talked to him on Twitter. You know, we're in the father thing. He started the Dads Talking hash.
He's the one who started that. That's
yeah,
cool.
he started that. Yeah. Which is kind of how I found a lot of these guys, which is cool.
I mean, it's popping.
Let's see, who else did I talk to? I talked to Chris Illuminati, who was one of the first dudes that we quoted on our site.
Definitely.
He's cool. He's like kind of like the father that's been covered at a lot of places. Yeah. The hip young father. He did Message with a Bottle. I don't think he has a lot of his info on that site. I think he stays kind of low pro on that. MessageWithTheBottle.com, I think. Okay. It's the one where he has all the Post-it notes that say different things on them every day. We've covered that too. So if you look up Chris Illuminati, or if you go to the article and click on, I think, on his name, I think I linked that to all the things that we had. Also talked to Daniel Reuter. I've probably murdered his name every time we've said it. I've mentioned him like in the last 3 shows, but
he's cool.
I like him too. I met him in Detroit, and he has the Memoirs of a Dating Dad book that just came out, the ebook.
Yeah.
But yeah,
is it an ebook or is it an actual book?
I think it's an ebook. I thought it was originally a real book, but I think it's just an ebook.
Looks like a real book on his website.
Renders are like that, I think. But yeah, he had
a book out. Yeah.
He had a nice quote about, you know, dads marginalizing themselves, and a little tough love there, but, you know, it's good. So anyway, Disney bought a huge mom blog, and in the same day,
what did Babble do?
So Babble decided.
It seemed like a coordinated flip at the same time.
It had to have been. I want it not to have been, but it was. It almost
felt like they were preparing for a backlash of saying, like, come on, where's the fathers in this?
Although, you know, they had their top 50. Babble had their top 50 dad blogs list or something that we ended up 78th on or something. The top 50 list that we were like 199. They also took some of those guys and made a section called Dadding. So that's their new dad blog section, is Dadding. So dads pushed to a corner and forgotten, as usual.
Well,
I forgot.
On the main page.
I forgot. I checked the main page. I didn't see them. Yeah, I had to like search Google for Babble Dadding every time I wanted to find those guys. So
shows how new it is or how buried it is.
You know, and hey, Babble is probably undergoing a lot of talks and changes right now, and they probably don't have a lot of freedom to just go in and put something somewhere on their site now. They probably have to like run it by a couple suits. So yeah, they probably got to run it by Walt's cold dead hand at this point. So you know, maybe it'll change. Maybe it'll make it to the front page. I hope it does. I read a really angry post from this guy, the Jack B, who is another Dad's Talking guy.
Oh, okay.
That was a hashtag. And he was saying that he's pissed. He's like, you know, everyone's giving you credit here, Babble, for starting a dad section, but you know what? Screw you. You're pushing that stuff. You did it too late. You're pushing it into the corner.
Don't put baby in.
No one puts daddy in a corner.
Yes.
So the Jack B's pissed. I'm kind of in the middle. I'm kind of one of those like
I'm apathetic, really.
I'm one of those like any press is good press type people. Like hey, if Babble's doing a dad blog thing, then you know it'll come back around eventually. Like it's got to be the way that Mom started, was some primarily man-run website put a mom section on it, and then it blossomed into Babble being bought for $45 million. So see ya in 2057 when dads start getting those.
After you're president.
Those 2036, yeah. By the way, vote for me in 2036.
Zach,
it's going to be a wild, wild year.
Yeah, it is.
I promise.
Yes. How old are you going to be?
I don't know. It was like
56.
50 or 60 or something like that.
56. Yeah. I'm going to be old.
It's going to be a good year. I guarantee it. That was like the Men's Warehouse guy. I guarantee it.
I guarantee.
So anyway, they started the dadding section. There's a couple prominent father bloggers that are putting articles on there. I'll have to check it out again soon because I haven't checked it out since I originally reported on it.
Yeah.
It's just not in the routine yet.
Not yet.
So let's go next story.
So we did the
just for S's and G's.
Daddies, yes. Okay. So the video was the video of conception to birth visualized, and this was a great video from Ted. Not our friend Ted, but Ted.
Ted. The Ted.
The Ted.
Ideas worth spreading.
Ideas worth like just
everything.
Blowing your mind.
Yeah. Have you ever like just poked around that website?
It's incredible. Actually,
I mean, obviously you did to find that video, but
one of the guys I work with is actually going to be on here.
Oh yeah.
And one of the Malibu X.
They only put like important people on there that have something to say, which is one of the reasons why we are never going to be on there at all.
We don't have anything.
We've got. It's nothing.
He's this dude Narayan. He's gonna be talking.
No, what now?
His name is Narayan Srinivasa.
So he's got like 1.5 first names and a whole lot of last name. So I mean, clearly he belongs on there.
No, he's a really nice dude, and he's going to be giving a talk on how it's deep.
Terminator.
Yes, we're inventing Terminator at my work. There you go.
So
we'll see you in a couple years when
I'm saying holy shit.
When you're getting crushed.
Well, yeah, when my skull is the skull in the beginning, when the big robot foot on it.
Yeah. But yeah, these talks are amazing, and this dude.
If you can make it through them, I mean, some of these you expect it to be like a YouTube video or something, and have like cute stop motion or something. Like some of these you start up and there's someone on the couch, and you're like, oh hell no! Pause.
Kind of like
close, yeah. Control W, whatever your course of action is. Like
unless you're like a couple of us, and
yeah,
you just have a bunch of dick jokes, and we just make fun of everyone.
Yeah. In case you like to stand behind a riot shield and throw stones at somebody else.
Nice Call of Duty reference, by the way. I like that.
Juggernaut.
So this dude Alexander Sarius, he's a
Greek.
Just an amazing mind, not a mind, but a computer graphics visualizer. And he helps, he helps design stuff for like just medical practice. He has been doing this for a long time for just medical reasons, and he got into this I don't want to say program, but this project of developing this video that's more scientifically driven than any other sort of Discovery Channel or History Channel kind of computer rendering of conception to birth kind of process from, is that what it is?
Yeah.
To birth. And it goes through all the stages, all the important stages, and this data that he gathered was pretty amazing.
Crazy wafers. Yeah.
Crazy wafers. And just some of the images that were output by him.
Like every expectant parent should watch it.
Seriously.
Like in a real non-joking 8-bit dad cross my heart.
Yeah. And this
way.
This really reminded me.
I don't think I really crossed anything.
That
but
heart area. I remember looking at my daughter's heartbeat on the ultrasound monitor.
Yeah.
And like
when it was like the little black hole.
It was like black hole, like a little flicker. Yeah. You were able to
except
hear
like
it.
faster than that. Yeah.
But,
and you're like, oh God, is she okay? The doctor's like, yeah, she's fine. It's going so fast. Is she scared?
It's totally normal for the...
I remember like hyperventilating in the room, seeing that, and I was like...
It's totally normal for it to be twice as fast as the mother's heart.
Is that his penis? No, that's his leg. Could it be his penis?
It might. Hopefully it's not a girl.
Did you ever see the... this reminded me of... there's this show on TV. I saw it on like videos on the internet, but it was called like Animals in the Womb.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw it was cats in the womb.
Yeah, I reminded. Well, there was like five of them. There was like penguins and
all these kinds of
weird like alligators or something like that.
I watched
like
the cats one, and I was pretty fascinated and kind of disgusted.
Yeah, this was better.
This was better,
and it was humans. So
yeah, I mean it's more relatable and you kind of like.
But it reminded me of that because I was like, oh.
But these are seriously like accurate representations of what you would see in an ultrasound. Like no joke. This is kind of like if you were to take a 3D rendering, or a 4D, I guess they call them, of...
Time.
Yeah. I don't know why you have to measure time in an ultrasound.
Is this one of those things where they named it something because they wanted to show you that it was...
3D plus
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Stupid. People are so stupid. So stupid.
But, I mean, to sort of give you an idea of what's happening as a dude... Because even mothers don't even really know what's going on inside them, and but as a dude,
yeah, have you ever seen I Didn't Know I Was Pregnant?
Oh yeah.
There's a show where mothers don't know what's going on inside of them.
We're not
anyway, as you were saying,
I'm not gonna drag this down.
This is gonna be the story. Oh shit! What is that kid doing?
It's going through the pelvis, dude.
Oh, I didn't watch this part.
Yeah, it gets real after a second. Yeah. Like, it has to, like, yeah, that's what, yeah.
That happens?
That happens, dude. And if the head's too big, they gotta do a C-section. Like, that seriously has to go through that amount of bone.
Can you...
It's like a shotgun blast. Oh, here we go. See, you don't want to watch this part.
No, maybe I do.
I don't know if you do. It's kind of gross.
No, it looks alright.
No, it's kind of...
No, I didn't see that part! They're clapping! Why are they clapping? Oh man, I'm so glad I didn't have that full screen. Even the dude is sweating.
I know, he's like sweating bullets. Like
he's like, I didn't know that I put that into video.
It's like half human, half visualization.
Yeah.
It's rendering of a baby being born, and it's you don't see all the business, but
yeah, it's not like the Miracle of Life.
No, you don't.
Where that blue baby comes out of that big hairy mouse house.
I'm convinced a blue baby is not a healthy baby.
It can't be. That usually when someone turns blue, it means they're dying.
Yeah, my daughter was not blue. I gotta tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like.
Yeah. It's.
Maybe that was like supposed to be some kind of population control video instead of like a. I don't know. That just ruined it for me. I'm stopping this.
Sorry,
dude.
But
But that was great.
Amazing
That's
stuff.
important video for parents.
Important.
I think for dads to be, at least dads to be, to watch.
Even like after having like one or even after having like kid parentheses S, even after that, it's really cool to kind of like go through the mental process of like what's going to be developing and kind of like what you're getting into.
And if you were a mom that was on, I didn't know I was pregnant. You probably want to see that.
You probably want to see that
just to know what you missed when you were being an
on.
idiot and thought you were gaining the freshman 15 or something.
Right.
That one was ridiculous. The girl thought she was just getting fat, and they all thought they were getting fat.
Well,
like, oh, look at freshman 15. I thought I was gaining weight because it was college.
I thought I was
idiot. I thought I was just eating a lot of pizza. God.
I just ate a guacamole.
What a
bacon,
moron.
Carl's Jr. $6 burger, and I just thought, oh, maybe it's yeah.
You're going to get one of those on the way home, aren't you?
I totally am. I'm fucking hungry. But, amazing video. This dude really puts the scientific data to work. And he puts his back into it.
I just put the Nancy in pregnancy.
What? And my phone just died.
I don't... Well, we were at about 38 minutes. So, that's it for this week. I mean,
that's it.
Coincidentally, your phone knew it was up.
Yeah, it was just like, I'm done.
Done.
Yeah.
So, we already mentioned through the
Interwebs.
beginning of the podcast that next week we have Thanksgiving coming up. My notes are telling me that we're off next weekend. So, this is the first I'm learning of it. Evidently, we're off next weekend. So.
Yes. We're going to spend time with our families.
Should we talk this out, or is this kind of just a done deal?
If you want to do it, I don't know.
I might be doing this from my phone next weekend, so you might want to stay tuned for that one because
we'll talk offline.
If you want to see a show where this anchor is not dragging me down, then just kidding. Anyway, so evidently we're off next weekend, so we'll think of something. We were technically off this last weekend also, and it's Monday, so...
But I'm going to try to get this up tomorrow.
You never know what's going to happen. Although you probably should know what's happening soon, because we're now being hosted on MomTV.com.
Right. MomTV.com.
That wasn't even in the script. That was a good,
That was a good ad-lib, right?
I don't know. I don't even know what the URL is. Yeah, if you're free 7 a.m. on Fridays, that's the time slot they gave us. And you know what? It put us on the top of their page, so...
Check it out.
I'll take it.
Wake up with your screaming baby and just sit in front of the computer.
Our podcast is usually up...
And watch that
Tuesday-ish. It's usually up Tuesday-ish. Tuesday by the end of the day. I think it's kind of consistently when it's been up.
Yes.
On our site, if you don't watch us live, and if you do, you probably still want to watch us on Tuesday because it gets better with age. But if you don't catch us on Tuesday, then be sure to catch us on Friday at 7 a.m. on MomTV.com.
Right.
And thanks to the gals at MomTV.com for taking us on and working with us because we're pretty tough to deal with, especially me.
This guy talks a lot.
I used the term unholy union when they originally offered us a slot, so thanks to Mom TV for overlooking that and still putting us up there.
All right.
So anyway, as we mentioned before in the beginning of the show, you can email us any stories that you have at dads.8bitdad.com.
Did you say .8bitdad?
Dads.
At.
It's an IP address. It's 69.157.12.6.
Right.
No, dads at 8bit. If I could only read the text that's down there right now, it would say dads at 8bitdad.com.
Right. And be sure to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/8bitdad.
And you could follow us on Twitter, and that's at twitter.com/8bitdads. The number 8.
Yes.
With an S at the end.
With an S at the end. So that's it for this episode of 8-Bit Dad. I'm Brian Ferguson.
And I'm Zach Rosenberg. And until next week...
I never know.
We never nail this one.
I never know.
Power to the paternal. I don't know.
My computer.
Well, you're out of the game.
And my phone just died.
I don't. Well, we were at about 38 minutes.
Where do homeless people go to the bathroom?
My wife actually had that same question.
How do you...
Wherever you can. Mostly in your pants.